Look at the breadth. Hello. 1:4. Advanced decline ratio, formidable in favor of advancing. A lot of green, you can ignore the index. Frankly, index has not been the real marker of the market this year. Now, we can get into this whole argument once again, tail is wagging the dog, and that's never a healthy sign. But whatever may be the construct of the market is telling a very, very different story. BPCL, Adani Ports, ONGC, Reliance, Tata Motors, some of the stocks which are off to a good start. Pidilite. Are things getting sticky for Pidilite? No. All of us thought that Pidilite and that new acquisition of Pidilite moving into the lending business, something markets may not like. But who can challenge the wisdom of the market? I thought like this, brokerages are writing like this. Somit and me were discussing in the morning, but markets are markets. They can continue to surprise you. Lupin, good numbers, impact may not be that large. And then Tata Motors, largely mixed actually. Tata Power has so many moving parts that you cannot take a month-on-month call, quarter-on-quarter call on Tata Motors, Tata Power. But from a market standpoint, it's not a number which is really getting rewarded or punished per se.
Let's first address the bad news. Bata numbers, while the Q2 has been largely below estimates, the net profits have actually seen a decline of 38%, but the market is willing to shrug that off. The stock is holding up higher. For BHEL as well, the EBITDA loss is only expanded, and there's been a revenue decline of also about 1.5%. GNFC too, the revenues downtick of nearly 20%, margin squeeze at 8% versus 12% of a comparable. So these are a couple of stocks which are in focus this morning. There's also Gujarat Alkalis too. The EBITDA is sharply lower, 80% no less. So a big crackdown coming in there as well. Nikun just flagged off the likes of Pidilite as well as Lupin. There's PI Industries though on the good news front. The Q2 numbers are above estimates. United Spirits, great set of numbers. Gross profit margins have risen to 80 basis points. But look at the street. That stock is still lower by about 1.5% as we speak. Although, to be fair, the entire liquor segment has been fairly buoyant. Radico, Khaitan and the likes as well included in that. Biocon is looking to divest two non-core formulations India business units into Eris Life Sciences. So Biocon, Eris, both those stocks are in focus. And there's Patanjali Foods as well, wherein the numbers have been impressive. So just bring up that stock as well for you on your screens right now. That stock as well holding up higher by 1% as we speak right now. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the newsmakers in trade. Also want to just check in on what some of the buzzers from yesterday are up to and where is it that they're actually holding up in trade. So just gonna cull that news list out. Just give me a second before that. Let's just see what the metals pack is doing, what private banking names are doing, considering they were the ones which were a tad bit of an underperformer yesterday. The likes of an ICICI Bank, IndusInd, Kotak, etc. were absolutely flat to red, and that's what kept the Nifty a little bit at bay. And I think today as well, that pretty much the same trend continues. So now yet again, it seems that banks are going to weigh heavy on the Nifty, right?
Well, yeah, I think more or less a similar kind of a trend like what we've seen in the last 3 days, banks underperforming. No major short covering data for the banking index. I think that's one of the major reasons why you would probably not expect banking stocks to fire up on an immediate basis unless there is a strong case of short covering for the bank Nifty as well as large cap stocks. In terms of individual names, I would focus on the real estate pack. TLF is something which looks fairly attractive. The stock has confirming a strong breakout in terms of momentum as well. So that's stock which I looked at in the open.
All right, that's DLF. That's on Kunal's radar. Meantime, Naresh, just checking in on the overall market open, the fact that we're at 19,400. What is your first mid-cap call?
So going with a large cap IndusInd Bank, that's a stock which has broken out. It's a small risk reward, keeping a stop at 1450 for the next few sessions and expecting a slow and steady move towards 1600.
Shocker, shocker. That was one of the stocks that I had pegged that is one of your favorites. So IndusInd Bank, that's Naresh's first trade, and Kunal, he's looking at a DLF.